Hello everybody and welcome to session 5 of 5. Can you believe it? We've come to the end of this short course, but do not worry. I know you've got your appetite well and truly whetted for more. So make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel where I do talk about all things trading and personal finance related, but also make sure you drop me a message and check in with me because we may have a live and in-person event in your country, in your area, coming up very, very shortly. But also we have online events on an ongoing basis, so make sure you are part of the Facebook community group as well. So today we are going to be looking at mindset mastery. It's really, really important that we have an element of an understanding of our mindset and how it is affecting us as traders. You can be the most technically brilliant trader, understand every little bit and piece that there is to understand about the world of trading, and yet not be an effective, a profitable, or a safe trader because your mindset or your emotions are causing you to trip up. So we want to make sure that you understand how it is that you can best control your emotions, how best it is you can trade irrespective of your emotions and stay consistent and stay profitable as a trader. So mindset is really, really important. So today we're going to be covering a number of topics. We're going to be looking at why mindset matters. We're going to be looking at 2 of the strongest trading emotions that you can be affected by and how it is that that affects you. So you need to be aware of those things to not fall into those emotional pit holes. We're going to be looking at your personality and why your personality may be a problem when it comes to your trading. We're going to look at how you can develop mindset strength. So we need to have a strong mindset. How can we do that? What are some of the tools and techniques that I teach my mentees which give them a strong mindset? And then we're going to talk about what your next steps are after this particular mini course has come to an end at the end of today's session. But please do hang on to the end because we've got some extra bonuses and some stuff that we want you to be aware of. Quick recap: star trading method. Number 1, chart mastery. Number 2, you should be dreaming about this now. We've run through it a number of times. Number 2 is risk and money management, making sure that your capital, making sure that your money is protected. Number 3 is strategy mastery, making sure you understand what the strategy is, how to trade it, how to test it, and how to refine it over time. Number 4 is mindset mastery, which we're looking at today. And number 5 is optimization mastery, making sure we are using low risk, high reward and trading with the least amount of time involved as possible. We want you to have low time commitment, low risk, but high reward and high profitability. That is what the star trading methodology allows you to do, as you have seen over this week, and you've seen how it is that we implement that into a live market setting. So why mindset matters? There very much is a difference between understanding how and what versus being able to actually apply. So having just knowledge versus having experience are 2 very, very different things. Knowledge doesn't require the same level of emotional mastery as that applied knowledge into the market does have. One thing I always say about trading is it's actually a kind of unnatural process to go on. You are every single day putting money on the line, money at risk. Now we know that that's incredibly low risk. We can handle it. We can make sure that we're staying within those correct risk parameters that the star trading method outlines. However, when we do have money every single day at risk in the market, our brain can interpret that as a threat. Now, the problem with the brain, although it's a brilliant device, one of the problems that the brain has is it can't differentiate between perceived threat and real threat. So your body, your mind will respond in exactly the same way. So mindset is incredibly important because it's about setting your mind to behave in a particular way. If we don't set your mind to behave in a particular way, then whatever that old programming is going to kick up and it's going to start impacting the way in which you trade. For example, one of my early mindset blockers was the fact I didn't quite understand how it is that I could sell something and buy it back later and make profit that way. I didn't understand shorting the market. So my mindset didn't let me see the opportunities in the market, which would let me make money as markets went down. So because I was only placing long trades, buy first, sell second, I was halving my ability to make money. That completely came down to my mindset. So when I shifted my mindset, I was able to double my opportunity to make money in the market, and I was able to consider myself at that point recession-proof. So I didn't have to worry about what was going to happen to my job, what was going to happen in the economy, because I shifted my mindset. I learned how to set my mind to behave in a particular way versus how it had been conditioned to behave in previous times. So it's really, really important we do get our mindset right. Now, there's 2 major things which are going to impact affect on an emotional level your mindset. So those are fear and greed. The two major emotions that affect every single trader are fear and greed. Well, not really just every single trader. Actually, every single decision humans make can be boiled down to fear and greed. Fear of missing out, fear of this, fear of that. Greed because you want something, you want to make sure it's yours, all of that kind of thing. And those two emotions act like a bit of a pendulum swing. And what you want to do is you want to try and be as centralized as possible, which is why I'm a big believer in meditation, and I believe people should meditate. I believe that they should bring themselves to as emotionally neutral perspective as they can be when they're trying to perform certain tasks or activities. I'm not saying you should be emotionally dead or emotionally neutral in your core relationships. Of course, we want you to feel the vast spectrum of emotions, but when it comes to investing and making smart decisions with your money, being emotionless is a very, very useful habit, a very, very useful ability to be able to have when we're doing those things. So mindset is incredibly important. If you are a fear-based trader naturally, then you are going to miss out on opportunities that you should be taking. Why? Because you'll be fearful of maybe of losing money, maybe of making a mistake, that type of thing, which is why we have the systems and the rules in place which allow us to mitigate, that is reduce the amount of risk we have on the table so we can still take the right action we need to. If you are a greed-based trader, one of the manifestations of that, one of the ways that that works itself out in practicality is it will cause you to take trades that you shouldn't take. So you are overly exposed in the market, you're taking more trades than you should be taking. They don't necessarily fit your criteria as well as they should do, and you're putting yourself at danger by taking too many trades. So you will be more likely to overtrade if you are a naturally greed-based trader that isn't handling their emotions. And if you are a fear-based trader, you will be under trading, and that is not taking as many trades as you should. You'll be leaving profit on the table, which is why one of the things we do on our mentorships is we bring people into an emotionally central position through the behaviors and through the actions they have to take in order to even enter the market or exit the market in the first place. Really, really important we have those systems and those processes in place. One of the ways that we mitigate the fear, like I said, is we do manage our risk. We manage our money. What trading just 1% of your account allows you to do is it allows you to be more emotionally disconnected to the trade. So if you were risking 5% or let's say 10%, as I've seen some people stupidly recommend online, these fake gurus and all of these types of things, 10% per trade as your risk profile, do you think you're going to be way more emotional about the outcome of that trade if you're risking a whole 10% of your account versus risking just 1% of your account? Of course you are. And that's going to cause you to behave in a way that you shouldn't be behaving with your trading. So we want to make sure that you are balanced, you're neutral, you're not too far one way, not too far the other way, and being aware of what your natural tendency is to make sure we can bring you into as level a position as possible. And it's really important for us to know that about you before it is that we start mentoring you. So that's why we ask, and one of the first steps of our mentorships is who you are, what your natural tendencies are, but also what your personality type is, because your personality type will affect the way in which you trade. Often people ask me, Lewis, is there a best personality type for trading? And the answer really is no, there's not. Well, maybe there is. So people often ask that question because they think the best personality type is going to be the person who's really, really good at maths. I am terrible at mathematics. I have to have spreadsheets that explain everything. In the early days of me creating spreadsheets, I did them all wrong. Thankfully, I've got friends who are very, very good at Excel spreadsheets who can improve them and make them work really well for me. So we have students now, mentees, who are even better at Excel than my friends, and they've made them even more fancy and wonderful, but incredibly simple to use, which is fantastic. The community loves to support and help each other. So your personality type will affect the way that you trade. If you are a more analytical personality type, you are very good with maths, you can be a good trader, of course you can. But if you're not, that doesn't mean you're going to be a bad trader. There's 4 main personality types. If you haven't read my ebook on trading, then I would highly recommend reading that. I actually have a whole chapter dedicated to these personality types. So number 1 is analyticals, who are very slow paced in terms of how they make decisions. They're very analysis based. They like the data. Second is driven personalities. They don't like data so much. They're very good at making decisions and make decisions very, very fast. They just want to win. Their whole goal is to win. And then you've got expressives. So I'm an expressive personality. We love fun. We love to hang out with people. We love to spend time with people. We are quite quick at making decisions, but we don't enjoy the process if it's not fun, which is why I have a whole community around trading, because that makes the learning process way more fun for me and for a lot of my students too. Then we have amiables, who are also slow at making decisions like the analyticals. They're not necessarily data driven or in the detail like that. They are very much people people who like to help others, they like to support others, they also like to be supported when they're learning a new skill, which is why they do very, very well within the star trading community. Well, all the personality types do, because we're aware of them and we know how to help them get the best out of their personality type. Now, if you are analytical or amiable, like I said, you may be slower to make a decision. People think the analyticals may be the best when it comes to trading. That's not true. They have their weaknesses, just like all the personality types. They have their strengths, just like all the personality types. If you're an amiable, then generally you are actually quite a good trader, because what you're very good at is you're very good at following instructions. And so if you're very, very good at following instructions and only taking action when those instructions are met, that is what's going to make someone a very, very good trader. So amiables would probably, if I had to pick one personality type, I would say amiables are probably the best personality style for trading, but all personality types, all people types can be successful traders. We just need to know during your mentorship which one you are, so we can help you get the best out of your personality type. Does your personality type affect the way that you trade? It may affect the way that you want to trade, but it shouldn't affect the way that you actually trade. There is a best way of trading, and that is what we're teaching you through the star trading method. So it shouldn't really impact the way in which you trade if you're following the correct system. However, it may impact how you engage with that process, how you learn it, and how you go about implementing those strategies. But so yes, technically your personality type should not affect the way that you are technically trading. And then how do you know your personality type? How can you figure it out? Well, if you're on our mentorship, you actually have access to a tool, a resource, which is a personality profiler, which you can go through, which will tell you which one of those personality types that you are. So some questions for you here. Quickly, would you like to replace or supplement your income? Can you see now, after what we've been through this week, how trading could work for you? Would successful trading change your life? Would it help your family? Would it help you? Would it help those you love the most? Can you see how we only trade for 30 minutes per day because we've got very, very clear strategy criteria? Have others made a success of trading? Yes, we know they have. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to as well. Do you want to become a profitable trader? Is this actually something you want? Do you want to become a profitable trader, spending just 30 minutes a day to end up eventually replacing, if not surpassing, your income? Are you serious about mastering the trading skill? Because it is a skill set. And are you excited by compound interest that we looked at yesterday? I know I always am every time I look at that. And then do you want the rest of this year to be a better year for you financially than last year was? Some questions there for you. What's your answers to them? So there you have it. Just some questions for you. I want you to kind of take that set of questions as a moment to pause and think, is trading something you want to do going forward? And then what are you willing to do to make that a reality for you? What are you going to do to make that happen? Do you need to get in touch with me to see how we can help you going forward? Do you need to register for one of our events that we've got coming up? What is the best way for you to get to where it is that you want to go to? Because for me, it only happened because of education and because of mentorship. And we do have some events coming up for you. So we have an event on the 22nd of April in Santon, Johannesburg, which we are running for you there. So there's going to be some details underneath this video for how you can register and enroll for that session. It's going to be incredibly practical. That event is all about us showing you how to implement in person on your own computers, on your own laptops, these skills into the market so you can start to trade successfully and profitably. If you haven't opened up brokers, we can help you do that there as well. We're going to have myself there, we're going to have some of my team there as well, supporting you through that morning of live interactive mentorship and coaching, getting you to the point where you really do understand how to implement some of these tools, some of these strategies into the market. We have on a monthly basis, we have live trainings online. They're not as practical because we can't be there with you in person, but they give you loads and loads of information, free resource about how it is you can start to implement this skill set and this strategy. So again, if you're part of the Facebook group, you're going to see them talked about, you're going to see those marketed, you're going to see those when they come up, and you can enroll for those as well. But if you want to come and really make a big decision to get yourself to grips with this trading thing, and I highly, highly recommend coming on the 22nd of April to our event that we've got for you in Santon. I'm very much looking forward to being back in South Africa. It's like my second home. I absolutely love it. It's definitely a spiritual home for me, that's for sure. So what are you scared of? When we talk about mindset, we need to talk about things that make us fearful. Again, especially especially if one of those emotions that we've got to look at is fear, out of fear and greed, then what is it we're scared of? Because when we're scared of things, it can affect the way that we behave. So maybe you are scared of losing money. What's the best way for you to make sure you don't lose money? Probably the best way is to really understand what it is you're doing. Make sure you have mastered the skill. Make sure you've got someone who can give you feedback on how it is you're applying that knowledge. We can also de-risk the amount of risk that you're placing on a trade. Some of my more nervous traders, I actually have them trade with less than 1% as they're getting started, because we need to build up that confidence level. And maybe you're scared of making mistakes. Again, how are you going to put yourself in the best position to maybe not make less mistakes, but make them less often, less of a repeating process of mistake after mistake? The best way to have that is to have someone around you who's made those mistakes before themselves, who can help you before you even make the mistake, but then teach you how to not make the mistakes that you do make as you learn by doing. Really important we build that experience in the market. Now, we can all be scared of different things, weird and wacky things. You may have a fear of missing out in the market. Now, if you have a fear of missing out in the market, what that is again going to cause you to do is place trades when you shouldn't place them. So we want to make sure we can dial back that fear. We're following clear strategy, and what we want to make sure that we're doing is we've tested that strategy so that we know how it performs. Now, when you're with us in one of our live sessions, we're going to be running you through how it is you can do that, how it is you can make sure that the strategy you're looking at does actually work effectively. Now, as I said, one of the other emotions is greed. So fear and greed. We've just talked about fear. I want to try and give you here some healthy greed. I want to show you what is possible with your trading. I've already shared some of my wins over this week with you. I've even shared with you what my biggest win was ever trading. So I'm going to share with you just some of the other ones as well, because it's not always quite such a big return that I get on every single trade that I place. I want to show you what it is that you can achieve once it is you know how to trade. So this set of trading days, it was just 2 days whilst I was on holiday away in Egypt. That is a picture of the actual pyramids in Egypt. I was staying at a lovely hotel there, having morning coffee, overlooking the pyramids and checking my charts as I do every single day, just for 30 minutes. Placed my trades, raised my orders, walked away, went down the River Nile for a little cruise, that type of thing. And that 2 days alone worth of trading, whilst I was traveling, whilst I was having fun, doing some sightseeing and things like that, made me a profit of 54,000 Rand. Pretty tasty, right? So that 2 days worth of trading made me that much capital growth on my account in just 2 days. I'm sure you would like to do the same. Another day, different market this time. This is a commodities-based strategy that I was trading. I got on a plane. Before I got on the plane, I raised my orders and then I decided to fly away to Paradise. You can see a picture of me in Paradise there on my laptop again. I think I was probably just checking Facebook on that one rather than my charts. But when I checked my emails, I had an email from my broker and I had made that day 8,700 Rand from that, from just 5 minutes work. This is another day pretending to be healthy, going to the gym, renovating my garden and cooking some healthy food. Again, that same strategy, just from one day, 4 minutes work, same strategy, that much return from just 4 minutes. Imagine what that does to your hourly wage. Now, remember, is that money I made from working hard hour in, hour out every single day? No, it's 30 minutes. I'm not working hard for the money. I've done the work of learning how to use this skill in less than 30 minutes a day. Warren Buffett says you're never going to be rich unless you learn how to make money while you sleep. And I prefer to change that a little bit and say you're never going to be rich unless you learn to make money while you're flying midair on a plane, which is my favorite thing to do. I love landing off of a plane flight and I've made money, which is paid for that flight sometimes, which is pretty tasty. I like that a lot. Again, trading results like this don't happen overnight. They won't happen in just one day. They won't happen in your first couple of months. You have to build your account up. You have to build your confidence. You need to build up your competency as well. If you're willing to go through that journey and through that process, then you will completely change your life for the better. You will give yourself more time. You will give yourself more money. These types of results only come from having the right trading knowledge, having the right support, having mentorship, having someone to guide you and help you through the process. I would never have been able to do this if it wasn't for the support that I had, and that's why it's such a privilege. I get to do that for other people now with the STAR trading method, which I have taken over 9 years worth of trading and teaching other people and refined it into this really simple, easy to apply process. But this is also only happening for me because I am applying the principle of compound interest, which we looked at yesterday. So it's vital vitally important you understand these processes that we use and we implement through the star trading method, because that, if you're applying them correctly, is what is going to make you a safe and a profitable trader for the rest of your life. So would the numbers I've just shared with you change your life? Would the numbers I just shared with you yesterday change your life as well? What do you think? Would they impact the way you live? Would they give you a better quality of life? Would they allow you to live a life which is more financially peaceful? For me, that is the goal, increasing the level of financial peace so I don't have to worry about anything. We looked at compound interest yesterday. We looked at how these numbers can completely radicalize and change your life, and hopefully you had a reaction like one of these people on screen did to that as well, just like I did. You've heard about some of our students who traded their way out of debt, who have traded their way out of their jobs, who have been able to help their loved ones buy houses for the first time, or just have incredible holidays with their loved ones. What is the reason you want to become a successful trader? If these people can do it, if I can do it, then there is no reason why you can't do it with the right support and the star trading method in place, understood and implemented correctly. So here are some final steps for you. I want you to get involved, stay connected, send me a message to say how much you've enjoyed the course. I always love to hear your feedback. We always improve things for our students based upon the feedback that we get. That's why our mentorships are now so effective, because our students have given us feedback about what we can improve, what we can do more of, what we can do less of. Get serious about your trading. Make sure you come to some of our sessions. Look into coming to one of our live sessions, which we have at various points throughout the year. We currently have the next one coming up on the 22nd of April, so make sure you register for that. There should be some information about our upcoming events on the description of this video, so make sure you check that. Change your life for the better. Start being smarter with how you spend and how you invest your money. Is the investment that you're making, is the spending you're making taking you towards where you want to get to, or is it moving you further away? And make sure you have some fun. Life is not worth the hassle if we don't have fun along the way. So that is why with our star trading community, we have socials throughout the year. We're actually traveling together as well now, which is mega exciting. Yeah, it's a really, really fun thing for us to do. Life is far too serious with all its problems and everything to try and miss out fun. Enjoy your life as much as you can. And join the main Facebook group if you haven't already. We put a lot of free resource in there. We do a lot of live trainings in there as well. If you truly want to make trading a success for you, the best thing that you can do is come to one of our live events or jump onto one of our mentorship programs as well. And if you want to know more about either of those, you can drop me an email or you can check the info in the description of this video. Thank you so much for joining me for this mini course. I hope it's been really, really inspirational for you. I hope you've taken a lot and you've learned a lot as well. And I hope it's given you the hunger, the urge to continue to take action and move forward with this thing called trading. I know you can do it. I know it can change your life if you let it, and if you make sure you take the right actions to make it happen for you. My name is Lewis Crumpton. Thank you very, very much. Goodbye.